Thank y'all for coming back and watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the like button, let your friends know, hit the notification button. Let's get into it.
Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Oh, don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
First thing I want to say, man, is shout out to all the Bulldogs across the world, male and female, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Big thanks to all my subscribers, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the people that been hitting me up in the comments. Shout out to City Boy, DJ Boo Coolin, D Giant, Hunt Down Kennels, Stone Love, Samurai Kennels, Justin Steele, Cruz Ross, Greg Roberts, Percival Mack, Marcus Case and Jeff Smith, Pride of the Southland Kennels, D Slim the OG, Working Line Canines, and Master of all Bulldogs. Shout out to all the Bulldogs across the world, no matter, like I said before, no matter if it's bully, pit, pockets, no matter what type of Bulldog you got. Shout out to all the Bulldogs, you know what I'm saying? And of course I left off many names, but it wasn't on purpose. I appreciate y'all, I love y'all, keep holding me down. I'm gonna give it to you raw, uncut, Pelican Bay Kennels. Let's get into it. Alright, now I'm gonna drop back to some of Sambo's stories. I'm gonna give another one of Sambo's stories. You know what I'm saying? Sambo, when he went to hunt, and how this particular hog hunt led to more actions later on in the future. You know what I'm saying? Because back in them days, in the early 2000s, when I had Sambo, it was the Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I was about 21, 22, around that area, you know, deep in the game, knee deep in the game or whatever. And this the deal, like Sambo was running through every hog hunt I put him in, you know what I'm saying? So remember this, young guys, don't get what they call it? Too much, like the old guys say, your ego get too high, or you know what I'm saying, you get too boastful, you know what I'm saying? Don't get too big-headed, stay level-headed, no matter how good your dog is, you know what I'm saying? Because this is how I made another mistake. My homeboy had a dog named 8 Ball, you know what I'm saying? Big dog. Sambo was a 60-some pound chain dog, 50-some pound condition. 8 Ball towered over Sambo height-wise, so I know he was heavier than Sambo, you know what I'm saying? That's not the thing. Once we do catch weight, we do catch weight. Alright, this the deal, you know. Today's time, I wouldn't have took that hog hunt. I would have said, no man, that dog is too big. He's gonna easily take that hog down before Sambo get a chance to take the hog down. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna take the hog down way faster than Sambo. I wouldn't do that these days, but back in them days, you know what I'm saying? You know, I was learning, and just like now, you know, back then I don't give a, you know what I'm saying, F attitude when it comes to representing my dogs, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to me representing my dogs, I'm gonna stand behind them 100%, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm putting into them, all right? But anyway, my homeboy bought 8 Ball, and, you know, I said, I already knew that Bo was finishing. When we take him out in the woods, Bo finished all the hogs, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a hog unless they said, yo, that's enough, you know what I'm saying? Don't let them tear the meat up and stuff like that. We gotta take it home, and we don't want the meat, the good parts of the hog to be messed up. We wanna eat it, you know what I'm saying? So, only time he didn't kill him all the way out is when he was getting in the bad parts, and I had to take him off of him and, you know, go ahead and cut the hog through and let him bleed out like that or whatever, you know. So knowing that, having a big head, you know what I'm saying, like I said, having a big head, I told them, this is a to the end hog hunt. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter about scratching. It don't matter about who gonna keep going after the hog. Scratching off the table. This is just a hog hunt to the end. You know what I'm saying? Whoever finished the hog off is the one who wins the hog hunt. Big-headed me. You know what I'm saying? Got a great dog. Still a little green in ways. You know what I'm saying? Still a little green. So hog hunt started. Hog hunt went on. Sambo was pretty much doing his thing, but 8-Ball was a whole lot bigger, so like I knew he was gonna handle the hog a lot better than Sambo did. Alright, but this where my mistake came into play. I'm gonna make a long story short. Sambo was scratching like a maniac. Every time I pull him back off the hog and let him go, he'll go back over there, find him, get him back in a great hole, take him down. You know, 8-Ball, you know, stop chasing after the hog. 8-Ball stopped chasing after the hog, but once the hog got in his area, you know where he was at? 8-Ball grabbed the hog just as Sambo was doing. Grabbed the hog, shaking him down. So it's like, if I wouldn't have been big-headed and made a dumb bet to no scratching, you know what I'm saying, then I would have won that hog hunt. But being that I said scratching is off the table, which is a dummy move, you know what I'm saying, but I had a big head, like I said, and I thought my dog was gonna finish the hog off before 8-Ball had a chance to finish him off. He couldn't, but my dog kept scratching. 8-Ball stopped scratching, but every time my dog scratched and knocked the hog over towards 8-Ball, 8-Ball will get a good grip on the hog, and you know what I'm saying, he shake and show he's still in it. So, you know, it was a little conflict, not far as like no drama or nothing like that, but they felt like they won that hog hunt. I felt like I won the hog hunt because Sambo kept scratching. Every time Sambo scratched, the hog would knock him down, you know what I'm saying? But every single time he scratched, the hog would knock him down to his back. Boom. Knock him down to his back. Boom. And he'd get the hog and move the hog over towards 8-Ball, and 8-Ball would grab the hog and you know, he'd work the hog because he was much bigger. And he'd work him, and like he was doing, it looked like he was doing better as far as once the hole come, but he wasn't never scratching. So, scratching off the table, which means I got myself into a jam again. You know what I'm saying? Should have kept my big mouth closed and went by the norm. Now when I tell you it was the Wild Wild West back then over them dogs, it was the Wild Wild West. Now my same partner now, get it. One situation that happened. I'm gonna tell you how serious it was about Sambo and about the people I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying? Show you the kind of people I was dealing with, still dealing with, and you know, how things just went down or whatever. One particular night, you know what I'm saying, my homeboys that had 8-Ball, you know, they was at a club at Conway, you know what I'm saying? For some reason, I didn't go out that night, you know. Now, my homeboys who had 8-Ball, they was my friends. But they was cool with my homeboys too. But at the end of the day, I was the man in the middle. My homeboys that had 8-Ball, they was cool with me, you know what I'm saying? They knew my boys, but they was cool with me. And my boys was my boys, so, you know, if they see me dealing with somebody, then they gonna treat that person pretty cool. So those guys were cool basically because of me, all right? So at the club that night, I didn't make it to the club. Now, both sets of my friends are at the club. My friends that had 8-Ball and my friends who represent Sambo every day, you know what I'm saying? So the boys get to playing pool and shooting, and the 8-Ball side say, oh, Sambo ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? Which is dog talk, you know what I'm saying? But I got a homeboy, you know what I'm saying, who he kick out that dog talk just like them, just like me, you know what I'm saying? But only thing about it, you know what I'm saying, when they start talking about Sambo, you know, and I wasn't there to talk shit, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy, he stood up and, you know, he came with some aggression, like I wasn't there, so I can't say what happened. But, you know, to make a long story short, them boys started fighting, you know what I'm saying? Big fight in the club, and I hated that it happened, you know what I'm saying? I hated that it happened. But if I was there, none of that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? none of that would have happened, and that's a guarantee. Cause I'm cool with them, and them my peoples over here on the other side, and I would have stopped all that. And if I would have been there, none of that would have even got to that point anyway. Cause I would have been talking shit with Sam about Sambo, and they'd have been talking shit about their dog, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody been cool. But that's just how serious it was back then. Big club brawl over words about Sambo, and my homeboys knew that, you know, how Sambo got down, and my homeboys got down a certain kind of way, you know what I'm saying? So once they feel like you disrespecting Sambo, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? So big brawl, tore the whole club up over Sambo, and this is the early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Now, on the other hand, Wild West, like I tell you back then, Wild West, like I tell you back then about them dogs. Me and my same homeboy that got in the fight at the club, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy, not the boy with 8-ball, but my homeboy from my side of town. Me and him had words. He told me we was arguing about the dogs or whatever. And, you know, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, you know what I'm saying? We was getting money and all kind of stuff back then, but my homeboy told me I need to focus on getting more money instead of worrying about them dogs, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that was his opinion. It ain't no big deal. We had our words back and forth, and we was arguing about Sambo, you know what I'm saying? But I had a side homeboy, you know, he wasn't as close to me as the guy that me and was arguing with, so he jumped in it somehow or another. Now, me and him start straight up fighting right then, and all that was about Sambo, you know what I'm saying? You say something wrong about Sambo, you better be able to back it up, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, he was family. That's how we rolled back then. It was a Wild West, and everything, when Bo came to the table, you better be ready, you know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't no talk. He was about what he was about, you know what I'm saying? So, me and my homeboy got in a fight or whatever, and luckily no guns or anything got pulled out, you know, and, you know, everything went on from there. But like I said, man, back then, when I was in the game, it was a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? That dog shit was serious. It wasn't about all this Facebook stuff and YouTube stuff and all that type of things. It was about the dog themselves, and people really took their dogs serious. I got into another fight with one of my close homeboys then, but we even more closer now. We got into a fight in my backyard, and then as he was leaving up out of my backyard, he ran over towards where Sambo was at. Sambo was kind of back on the chain, and Sambo being Sambo, charged out to get him, you know what I'm saying? Luckily he didn't grab him, you know what I'm saying? Luckily for me, that would have put me getting charged with a dog biting somebody or something like that, you know? But, you know, that goes to show you that, like I said before, Sambo wouldn't play nobody messing with me, you know what I'm saying? And you might can pet him if I wasn't around and he felt like you wasn't trying to steal him or something like that. But if he saw me get upset or he saw me doing anything, you know what I'm saying, Sambo was gonna get you. He was gonna get you. And he was straight off of Champion Fatty and Sadie. You know what I'm saying? Pure red boy Jocko, mostly red boy Jeep with, you know, with Jocko in it, but more heavily a red boy Jeep stuff. And I mean, straight Bulldog. But he was just smart enough, you know what I'm saying? When you have a dog with you, you bring out other traits that dog don't show when he on that chain. You know what I'm saying? The more you have that dog with you, you know what I'm saying, you bring out the real side of him, you know what I'm saying? Because I had like I said, I had that dog off of a rascal, red boy Jocko rascal dog I got from Baltimore a while back, off of Johnny One Nut. I kept that dog, his name was Snake Eyes. I kept that dog with me so much, and I got him at like 17, 18 months. And I kept him with me. We was riding around in the cars or whatever. And it started getting to the point where I opened the back door. He wasn't trained at all, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't trained. But I opened the back door, that joker would jump in, ready to ride. And you know, and it's like, that's just because of what I've been doing at that moment. So imagine if I'd have had him from a puppy, teaching him this, teaching him that. There's no limit to what you can teach a pit bull, you know what I'm saying? At first, I made a couple of videos talking about the selective breeding, that's what you want to do if that's what you're going to do the protection work with your game dogs forever, or at least for a few years, and you know you need to get to make a better quality dog for the bite work and all kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I can take any game bred pit bull terrier and do the same thing with it that I'm doing with them Belgian Malinois, German Shepherds and the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? All I gotta do is, if I'm starting from a puppy, I can do it. And if I get the dog 6, 7, 8 months old, it's probably gonna be a different kind of, it's gonna be something different. But if I get the dog from 2 months old, I guarantee you I can do any single American Pit Bull Terrier bloodline. You know what I'm saying? From the Chinaman to the Red Boy Jocko to the Eli to the Bolio, anything. You know what I'm saying? It's all about getting that bond with the dog. You know what I'm saying? Getting that bond with it. Because when you're out there hog hunting and times get rough, and that second wind that kicked in, and that third wind trying to kick in, and now you're gonna have that bond. I'm trying to tell you now. You're more focused on bringing out these double 5-digit stacks and all kind of stuff like that. You better be focusing on talking to your hound, bringing them out of hard situations. Can you bring him out of that hard situation when he's down and out? When he looking like he's ready to go, you know what I'm saying? Can you talk him back into the hog hunt? Bring him back into it and motivate him, you know what I'm saying? A real dog man can motivate his dog and bring him through anything. I mean, it was to the point where I had both when it comes to the heat, no dog or nobody can get comfortable with heat, with 100-degree weather, you know what I'm saying? But the best thing you can do is learn to work with it. So the thing I used to do, Bo was good with the heat. The best a dog can be in the heat without, you know what I'm saying, killing himself. He can handle it pretty decent. Pretty good as any human being can handle it, you know what I'm saying? The thing I used to do, the boys get to talking shit on them good hot days and stuff like that. We be sitting around talking shit, you know what I'm saying? I said, 12 o'clock, 12:30 in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, let's go out there in the woods. Let's go out there in the woods. And guess what? We find ourselves out there in the woods hog hunting 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I already know Bo can handle the heat. Some of the boys come through with the fat dogs. Some of them come through with regular size skinny dogs. But they can't take that heat if you ain't been out there at no 12:30, 1 o'clock down south, you know what I'm saying? In the summertime. And Bo get them out there, boom, 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 boom. The hogs get to running and stuff. Them dogs start overheating in 5 and 10 minutes. 15 minutes they last at the longest, you know what I'm saying? And Bo just take advantage. I know for a fact, I could count at least on 2 hands how many people done fell in that trap and ran out there with me in the middle of the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Thinking they gonna out hunt me, but me knowing that I got a desert dog, basically. I got a desert dog that's used to that heat, and and it all prevailed at the end of the day. And y'all get online and look up all these keeps. So listen here, I got a book coming out, you know what I'm saying? Straight up, the keep that I was using when I was taking Sambo out hog hunting, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it to you from the entirety, you know what I'm saying? Plus all the new stuff that I learned since then, you know what I'm saying? Buku's the new stuff that I learned. I'm gonna give it to you in the entirety, but what I'm telling you is, this is strictly for confirmation shows, agility shows, and hog hunting, far as real hog hunting with a animal you can eat, like I said before, with an animal you can eat, the one you're gonna slit the throat and let the blood drain out with the tusk and all that. Real hog hunting. But anyway, thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching. Hit that like, hit that notification button, tune in to your boy, check the next video out, Pelican Bay Kennels. Let's go.